How's it hanging, dudes? My name is Sean and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video. And man, my mind is just oozing with ideas. I could literally just do Jurassic World Evolution videos, speculation videos, discussion videos until the game comes out. That's how many ideas I have. Anyway, today's all about park attractions. This is another idea I have, right? So before we get too far in, go ahead and smack the like, you know the deal. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new and turn on those notifications because you don't want to miss these ideas. Like, there's so many that I have. I just got to get them out there. So today's park attractions, and man, are there already so many park attractions that we know about. There's plenty that are confirmed. There's already a lot of buildings in game, but specifically park attractions, I want to focus on the ones that's already in game. Some of the ones that's kind of confirmed, kind of not confirmed, like we haven't really seen it, but we kind of know about it, right? There's those attractions that's already in the movie from the previous movie, and so why wouldn't those be in if you're trying to be working in lockstep with the movie, like, you know, Frontier, you know, says. So I guess without further ado, let's just, I guess, go ahead and jump right into it. So first off, we have the Innovation Center, right? So in the movie, it's the Samsung Innovation Center. It's a building in the main street of Jurassic World. It features a minor theme park attraction such as guided tours, skeleton digging, and the Hammond Creation Lab. The structure is 20,000 feet in the area. That's a lot of feet. That's a lot of footage. And it consists of over 100 interactive exhibits, right? So this is going to be like one of the biggest, one of the largest buildings. Kind of going to be like the main attraction point of like your main street. If you remember on Planet Coaster, everybody would have like a main street, or, you know, in any theme park. And this is what this is. It's just a dinosaur theme park, right? It's a dinosaur zoo, essentially. And every zoo has, you know, a starting point. It has, you know, an information center, and this is pretty much what that's going to be in your park, I would imagine. You know, it starts off with you know, it's where the management for the park's going to come, is where your island monitoring and your control centers are going to be. It's going to be your visitor reception and lodging. You can have your hotel next to it or even attached to it, right? It's going to be your main dining facility even. There's going to be guided tours that start from here, because this is where you get, this is the center of all your information. You know, even skeleton digging, which I would like to think that's going to be more of a completely separate building. I don't want all this to be in one building. That'd be kind of crazy. But that's kind of where, this is like a jumping off point for everything else. The Innovation Center. It's a really cool idea, and I don't think it gets covered enough. So anyway, moving on. Now, this is not too much of an attraction. It is, but it's not. And if you set it up just right in your park, the monorail system will be extremely awesome. It'll be beautiful looking. You can actually have it going through like a nice valley, so you're so it kind of just blends in more with the nature and the surroundings, instead of just having like a monorail that just kind of just zigzags in real ugly. You know, you want to kind of make sure you you know, place it appropriately. Make sure that it kind of makes sense with the surroundings. The monorail is like the main mode of transportation in Jurassic World. When visitors arrive at the park from the ferry landing or, you know, helicopter, the monorail brings them to the main street. The main street is, you know, where everything starts off. From the monorail, you're probably going to go to the Innovation Center, right? So, and I imagine if you have a huge island, kind of like Isla Nublar or something like that, you might have 2 or 3 stops. There might be 2 or 3 areas on that park where the monorail would stop at, right? So you kind of want to make sure that it fits into your overall theme of your park pretty well. Okay, next up is, of course, the Gyrosphere Valley in Jurassic World Evolution. I don't know if it's going to be, because I haven't done a whole lot of research and I haven't really looked too far into it myself. But we know that Gyrospheres are going to be in-game, so what my thinking is, if you have a Gyrosphere Valley, it's going to be something that you can create yourself. It'll just be like a really large, you know, herbivorous valley where you have a bunch of different herbivores around. You can set your guests off with Gyrospheres off into this valley. It's going to have like a small building attached to, I would say, close to the hatchery or somewhere like that. I'm sure you put it wherever you want. It'd probably even have a viewing platform. It'd be like a regular enclosure, but super big. And you'd go there, you'd rent a Gyrosphere, your guests would, and you would, or you could, and you'd just go off into the valley, and you would, you know, and that's where you would really come in with the creation. You know, if Frontier allows for individual placement of rocks and trees, you could really make a really nice biome that would really be beautiful, and you can actually get in your own gyrosphere and just kind of go around and kind of look at things. that would be mind-boggling. But you know, of course, for anybody who doesn't know, a gyrosphere is, you know, a shaped ride a sphere-shaped ride in the Jurassic World that takes tourists around an area of around 30 species in the movie, including Ankylosaurus, Apatosaurus, Parasaurolophus, Stegosaurus, and Triceratops. So a bunch of herbivores. And the gyrosphere has a built-in computer monitor to identify the prehistoric wildlife that can be observed. So you'd really learn a lot inside there, and I don't know if that would really transfer over into the game necessarily. But that would be really cool if it did. Like, you know, you'd get in the gyrosphere and it would just pop up information and facts for you. Like, that would be really nice. So yeah, Gyrosphere Valley, and I'm sure it might just be like, I don't know if you've ever played City Skylines, but you can kind of set like a designated area, and that would be like a zone or like a neighborhood. You know, that's what I would expect, that you'd be like, click this enclosure, and that would be Gyrosphere Valley. So you can have as big or small as you want, but you'd probably want it to be pretty big so you can almost get lost in there, right? You want your guests to spend hours in there. So, you know, you kind of get into shops. Like, if you're talking about a main street, there's going to be shops. Like, in the movie, there's a place called Traders. And the Jurassic Traders Outpost is a store located on Main Street of Jurassic World. Unlike the Traders gift shop, the Outpost was a small booth in the middle of the street. It sold mainly plush animals, hats, t-shirts. It had a create your own dino workshop where visitors could create their own stuffed dinosaur. You know, kind of like Build-A-Bear, right? So hopefully we'll see stuff like that. We already know that there's, of course, your fast food and stuff like that. That is, you know, I would say pretty obvious. You know, I would like to see more than just a fast food. I'd like to see actual restaurants that you might be able to plop down. Maybe a bar, you know, because a lot of the stuff you see on the main street, if you look closely, and that would be really nice to have. You know, like, why would you want to have like a couple of different bars, restaurants? Maybe you want to have different like little sitting areas. Maybe you have a large park and your guests have to walk so far, right? And you want to have smaller areas, and so there you would have like some little lodging right there, and a restaurant, and some fast food areas, and bathrooms and stuff like that. Nice little, I guess, reprievement areas, little waiting areas, place where they can go and refresh, right? Like, why would you want to have multiple, you know, areas for that? And so therefore, you know, if you have the same fast food chains and restaurants over and over and over again in each place, it would really get redundant. So hopefully with DLC or something like that, maybe they could spice that up if they already don't have multiple options in game. Like, I could see them potentially allowing us to change the skins on the monorail, maybe making it brick, making it a train, you know, instead of just an actual the monorail that it is now. Let's say, like, you know, like clothing shops. I'm sure there's going to be different stuff like that. Let's just hope that there's multiples of that. Maybe not a clothing shop, but there should be definitely multiple restaurants. Why wouldn't there be? You know, a seafood oriented restaurant, stuff like that. Hell, maybe even a mock, you know, dinosaur meat restaurant. You know, who knows? Maybe like a fossil zone. Wouldn't you guys like to see a fossil zone? Like, if you even go to what would you say, like just a museum, they would have, hey, why don't you come over here and dig up this fossil, and they have like a mock fossil in there. It's covered in sand, and they teach you how, like, a, you know, a fake way of how you know, a paleontologist or archaeologist or anything like that would, you know, get away the sediment. So, like, wow, you should be able to at least have that. I'm not saying like necessarily be a guest and go in there and look at it like that, but with Planet Coaster, and Frontier making Planet Coaster, I don't see why they can't do that. Because you used to be able to be, or you still can be, a guest in Planet Coaster and walk around and see everything, right? You can go inside everywhere and see whatever you want, whatever you build, you can do. So as long as they're on the path. So why not? That would be like super awesome. Like, I'd like to see, you know, not like a hotel, but I'd like to see different options of hotels. I want to be able to, you know, change the color from red to blue to green to white. You know what I mean? And I want to be able to match every other building accordingly. And I'm not 100% sure as to what the limits are on that. And if any of you guys have done some more research, please hop in the comment section down below and let me know. So anyways, moving on. Viewing platforms. Now, this is what's going to be really cool in my opinion. Viewing platforms. Let's say you have a smaller enclosure. Well, that viewing platform needs to be, number one, secure. You need to be able to upgrade it. Number two, you don't want the same viewing platform in every single area, because first off, different dinosaurs should require different viewing platforms, and Third, I don't want them all to look exactly the same. I want them to be able to just change it up aesthetically, just a little bit. Even if that means, you know, as you upgrade it, it looks a little bit different. Like I want the guests to be able to, because that's what I was kind of thinking. Like when I like the developer gameplay. I have some in the background here. It's like, why are the paths so far away from the fences? You would think naturally guests would want to see the dinosaurs, right? So the viewing platforms, I think, are going to come into handy, because you can have multiple viewing platforms for one huge enclosure. And the path, necessarily, you could probably put a bunch of foliage and rocks and stuff like that along the path where they can kind of see the dinosaur, kind of see the enclosure, but it remains a mystery, and they have to, you know, wind their way all the way up into, you get into, you know, the actual viewing platform. So like I just hope they get this right so bad, because either way it's gonna be a good game, but I really want it to work out. I really do, because this game is just going to be mind-blowing, man. It's going to be crazy. So okay, so now we're going to get out there. We're going to speculate hard. Now I know that it hasn't been it won't be at launch. The developers have not confirmed it, and they will not confirm it, but fans will riot if there is. I mean, some people are okay with it. Some people are, a lot of people aren't. They want to have aviaries, they want to have pterosaurs, they want to have marinous reptiles, they want to have aquatic DLC of some sort. They and maybe that's not, you know, having a Mosasaurus and making it from a hatchery and then releasing it into its enclosure. Maybe it's not that. Maybe kind of like the Traders store, or maybe kind of like, you know, the Innovation Center. Maybe it's just a building that you plop down, and you can see your guests go into it and fill up the stadium and pop their head up, see the mosasaur pop its head up and eat the food and then go back down. And maybe that's all you see, is just an animation of a mosasaur going up and down, and you can't, which would be kind of, it would suck a little bit, because you'd really want the mosasaurs to be like the Dilophosaur, which just got a species profile update, by the way, guys. I just want to let you guys know that. Go check that out. And yep, that's cool. I like that, Dilophosaurus. Anyway, so maybe it's not like an actual dinosaur that you get to, like, you know, see and watch it do, but it's a nice little attraction, and it just happens, right? And you get to see the mosasaurs pop up and go back down, and it happens every so often. And you make money from that attraction, right? And it's just like a nice little attraction, a little space filler, and it looks really nice. And you can say you have a Mosasaurus, right? See, that would work out. That would be a nice happy medium. And you can do the same thing with Pterosaurs, Frontier. You can do the same thing with Pterosaurs. And I think that if they're smart, if they don't think that they can actually include marinous reptiles and Pterosaurs, right? You know what I mean? Because, like, what happens if it flies away? You'll never get it back. You know what I mean? Like, what's stopping it from flying away if it breaks out? So what you could do is another attraction, just a big dome, a big aviary, and maybe they never are able to break out, and maybe dinosaurs are never able to break in and make a hole. Or if that happens, maybe, you know, it's like a mini game in a controlled area where you can shoot them down out of the sky and whatever, put them back in. I don't know. Or maybe it just never ever breaks, and it's just like another building you can plop in there, and like, boom, look, here's an aviary. You can make it look real nice on the outside, and you can see guests go inside, and maybe you can even go in there and kind of look around, and you see pterosaurs and stuff like that. But you can't really, you know, you're not really making them. You're not really hybrids. There's not really genes going on. It's just an attraction, another thing you plop down. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, that would kind of work, right? I mean, hell, I'm even willing to see shit like the bowling alley. You know, why can't we have some stuff like that? Just so much different stuff. Like, there's already going to be a crap ton of dinosaurs, up to what, 45 we think, and that's not including DLC or mods, right? So with DLC or mods, sky's the limit. But that's a lot of enclosures. That's a lot of attractions. So I hope that they're not filling a lot of the space in with dinosaurs and leaving all these extras just to be kind of like the Planet Coaster fast food chains, and that's all you get to do is plop down 2 or 3 of them. But even Planet Coaster, they had the pizza and the burger place and the chicken place, you know what I mean? So hopefully there's something like that here, and there's a little bit of diversity with these park attractions. And There's other park attractions too that really didn't quite make this list, but it's no big deal. So yeah, if you want a part 2, just let me know. Head down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please, give it a big thumbs up. I appreciate you guys like always. Like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world to me. You guys mean the world to me. The channel is still blowing up, and you guys are coming in strong. Keep on doing that. You guys keep it up, and I'll see you in the next one.